Welcome to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. Taking a look at Dogecoin here on the Binance chart. Someone left a comment yesterday, wanted to do some TA on Dogecoin, so here we are. Probably got a little bit of bad news, in my opinion, for all you Doge fans out there. I know there's a huge Doge community, but I just don't think this coin is going to perform too well. Let me show you why, though. So we're looking at the Doge on the weekly. You can see way back in 2020. Let's kind of zoom in a little here. It just really wasn't much to it. Everybody knows. Anybody knows anything about Doge knows there wasn't much to it. I mean, you hovered around less than a penny. I mean, just way down there. And you didn't really get a rise until this white vertical line I have on my chart. And this was the infamous tweet by Elon Musk. He tweeted on April the 15th. This article is on April 16th, talking about more than 100% rally already one day after the tweet. And it just kept going and going and going all the way up to an all-time high here on Binance of about 74 cents. So this pump was really nothing more than a tweet. I'm not saying this coin wouldn't have found some traction and did a little something, but it certainly would not have soared that high, likely without the push of Elon Musk. So immediately after that, he did the Saturday Night Live thing a few weeks later, and that he mentioned Doge again, and that was the top. That was it. It crashed down after that immediately. That was a buy the rumor, sell the news event, of course. And then you had the big long bear market. We all know about that. Let's fast forward to this cycle. It's kind of him hauling along, not doing too much. And again, listen, no altcoins this cycle have really performed well. 99.9% of them have not. So this is not a knock against this coin. It's just stating the fact. This coin did rally up from lows of 5 cents up to about 47 cents, 48 cents. So it did a pretty impressive rally. But the vertical white line on my chart, once again in late October, Elon Musk, October 18th, you can see it right here. Dogecoin soars. It was 15% at the time of this article, but it went up much more in the next week or so following his reply. He tweeted out again. That's when he started the government efficiency, started mentioning the government efficiency department that he was starting. He kind of hinted at it using the acronym of Doge, of course, referencing back to Dogecoin. So both of these good pumps were completely driven by Elon Musk. So short of having another Elon Musk tweet, and you can see the second one was far less effective as this first one. So even if he does tweet again, you would expect a lackluster pump here because they're losing their effectiveness. So let's do a little, sorry about that, let's do a little TA and see where we might look to find a target for alt season should we get one for Dogecoin. So without an Elon pump, what can we be looking for? So pulling the fib from all-time high to all-time low, our golden pocket comes in right here, which is where it topped out this cycle in December of 2024. It topped out there on a retrace from an Elon pump. So we found rejection there, came on back down, and that's where we are now. We did make a little run up in September to make it to that 382, almost to that 382. You see we fell just a little bit short of that 382, but forming a little W pattern here. Looks like potential W pattern. Let me draw it out for you. You got the W here. And if this can play out and we can break this right here, I've got the measured move for you right here. I'll just drag it over and we'll see kind of where that would take us. That could take us right back up to this top right here, which should be about 48 cents or so, somewhere in that 48 to 50 cent range, taking out this top, double topping at the 618. I could see that happening on a good run. I know a lot of you wouldn't think that was a really good run, but I just don't think there's that much juice left in Dogecoin. I just don't think it has it. There's not a whole lot of liquidity. There's some liquidity right above this high that we had right here. I'll show you. I'll pull it up for you in just a sec. So this high that we set here back in September at about 30 cents, there's liquidity line above that. And as a matter of fact, if we take our fib pull from the golden pocket high to the current lows, we're going to be looking at 618 golden pocket just above there where I have this white vertical line. That is going to be my target, somewhere around 33 to 35 cents. And let's look back at this white line that goes over to the left here. You can see back in the day we found significant support and resistance here. We had came up just short of it here, but got resistance, resistance, resistance. Over here you found support. So this is a real struggle area for Dogecoin, and that just happens to line up with our golden pocket for this cycle's high to low. So I think that's going to be more of an area of interest for us. Let's take a look at our heat map on this. You can see this is just one exchange. This is the Binance exchange, but you can check out all the exchanges. They've got a whole bunch of exchanges here on CoinGlass. The major area of liquidity really lies right here about the 27-cent range, but look at all the liquidity we have down below. Nothing, none, no liquidity down below. It is all to the upside, all culminating right there about that 31, 32 cent area. Look, we could drag it all the way to the bottom and look at the cumulative long liquidation and downside is about 13 million. Of course, this is just on Binance, but it is the same or approximately the same on other exchanges. I've checked. We're just not going to go through them all here. And I can't find a metric that lines them all up together for this long of a time range. And to the top side, you're looking at 370 million. So 370 million versus 13 million to the downside. I mean, that's a pretty significant swing. I mean, that's almost 30 times more reason to come up to the top side, and that's just on one exchange. So you can see Dogecoin looking to come on up and take some of this out during the alt season, topping out at about 32 cents. That's where the liquidity tops out. Why does it top out there? Okay, well, you can see the top that we made here back in December of 24. We came up, made a top here, and then we started the drop. Boom, but we came back up, swing failure pattern at the top, so we grabbed that liquidity before snatching it to the downside. So there's not much left. If you were lucky enough to catch this swing failure pattern, there may be a little bit of liquidity up here, but not much. Most people went short here, came down, boom, got liquidated or stopped out before they brought it back to the downside. So there's not much reason to bring it back up here. However, when we came to the top here, we dropped down, came back. We did not come recapture this liquidity up here. So this would be an outstanding target to come up here to this 382, somewhere around 32 cents, but probably push just a little bit higher to grab that liquidity, come into the golden pocket, find that little resistance, horizontal resistance line that we showed you back to the left, somewhere in there. So something like this and dancing around, come up, hit that, and then take it on to the bear market. So my Dogecoin target is going to be around 33 to 35 cents. Be sure you go to the channel, subscribe to my channel so you never miss these kind of updates. If you want to see any other altcoins, comment them below. I will take a look at them. I do believe some altcoins have a little bit better future than Dogecoin, but this is one you can make some money on this. You can easily 2 to 2.5x this from here. So if you're holding on to Doge, just hold on. I think we'll get a little bit of rally, take some of that liquidity before headed back down to the downside. So be sure to give this a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will get it done for you.